What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another AFK journey video. Today I'm going to go over some of the best synergies that I found in the game right now. That way you can have the easiest time progressing through different stages and content in the game. Obviously, we are just going to use this stage because it's open. There's no boundaries or anything like that as well. So that way it'll be like the most synergistical setup that you can have on the arena. Other arenas and everything do play a part into where the positioning and stuff goes, but overall we're going to be focusing on the actual synergies of the team and going over what they do. So we'll start with the most popular one, and then we'll move on to some other little niche ones and stuff that I like, and I'll explain why I like them and stuff like that. Obviously, some of them are not built up to beat this direct stage, but if you are at other stages and stuff, or you have these characters built up, then they've worked very well together. So the first one is going to be like the main meta team that we should be using, or we should be using on most of the different situations and scenarios, which is going to be utilizing a 2-tank, 2-healer combination. This one is a very powerful synergy right here because you have a 2-3 split of the actual attributes on the team, and you have the utilization of a couple different relics, and there's a flex spot where you can swap out some characters, so it gives you some diversity when building it. So the main core of this team is going to be these four right here. We have Thorin as our main tank, which we always want to put him in a position where he is getting targeted by more of the enemies just because of his mechanics, the revive mechanic, and he's a little bit more tankier as an S-rank hero, depending on these two tanks or the any two that you do in tandem. So we have Thorin up front taking a brunt force of the 3, and we have Entendre right here taking the brunt force of the 2. The third spot can be flexed with a Coco, and we can swap Coco out for a Reiner as well. And we can also swap positions, like if we wanted to make sure our Cisia, if there's like rogues back there, we run into Valas and we run into Sylvinas. We can swap the position of our Reiner to kind of take that brunt force. And with him on the team, we can also synergize with stuff like this if we wanted to. We can do things like this to get the Vala over here and send our tank back there. So you have a lot of diversity with this team, and we can get our Cisia a little bit more protected as well. As for the Coco build, the Coco also can come to the back line and take the brunt force if we wanted to, or we can even flex our Thorin up front and swap her back there to have her take the brunt force. This opens us to being able to use the Enlightening spell, which gives us the attack speed that allows Cisia to get her ult off quicker. Or we can also use the Imprisoning or Confining spell, which does like the prisoning effect on the back two enemies periodically. If you're struggling a bit with staying alive, obviously you can always use the Awakening spell, which allows for the restores of HP. This one is pretty good too as well, because we have the big ultimate of our Cisia, which basically slows them down or reduces their attack speed in the back line. So you can pretty much go with any of these. The only one that I would say that is very niche is going to be the Iron Wall spell. This is like if your tanks are not built enough and they're just not surviving, this is a good option to have. So that would be the first team setup. Now if we go into more full synergistics and stuff like that, we can look at some other different situations. So one of my favorite teams right now that I have built so many different times on Hero Duel, and I can see the potential of it, is going to be this combo right here, where we have a single tank, we have a single healer, and then we have a warrior that goes up front. You can even do a split like this, where the warrior is taking, or Iran is taking 2 of the enemies off of our Granny to survive. He has a good dodge rate, so he stays alive a decent amount of time for a warrior. He doesn't fall very quickly, and with a full AoE heal, basically like a stoppage or a slowage or a stun that Granny does, and then his ult pulling them all together, it works very well in tandem. Now our carries for this is going to be our Parissa, and we also have Brian as the carry as well. If you don't have Brian yet, you can swap him out for Leica. She also works in that spot as well. Where did she go? Oh, I have her built right there. So Leica also works in this spot as well. A very good team setup like this, because once she ults, everyone is allowing her to do more damage once they hit inside her ult range. We also have Floribel that is out now that can also come in as a character as well. She's kind of like this spot is always going to be like a flex spot for me, the 5th spot. So we have something like this where we can move her and make sure that she's the one taking the Vala ult, just protecting to the utmost extent of our main carry, which is going to be Parissa. The combo is Iran does his ult, pulls everyone together. When she does that, she gets more damage when there's more characters stacked up. So that is the combo there. Again, same kind of idea with this, depending on your situation that you're in. The relics can be switched and changed out due to whatever you need during that time. So that's the Wilder team that we're looking at. If we're going for a full Graveborn team, we can go something with a double carry like this. And then we can have our... If you have Igor would go in his spot, but same kind of idea where you have a split like this, or if your tank is strong enough, you can have him take it all. On the Graveborn, you don't have a healer per se, but you can swap out that 5th spot for someone who's just going to like slow them down more, like Caroline. What is her name? Carolina? Yeah, Carolina. Or him right here. I always forget his name. Niru. Niru can go here. He gives the revive mechanic. I don't have him built enough so he doesn't survive and actually get his mechanic off, but you can have something like that as well. Depending on the situation that you're in, obviously that other spot can be swapped out for this. Because you don't have a healer, you have a couple characters on the Graveborn that are doing entanglements. You have stuns or knockdowns and stuff like that as well. So it gives you a little bit more survivability, and you can always go with the healing relic right there to make use of that to make sure that your team survives. Moving on to the next is going to be the last but not least is going to be the Lightbearers. If we go for the Lightbearers, we would go with a Lucius. Same thing on here. We're going to go with a split front line, or we have a Lucius full front line on that. As for the video, we'll do something like this. We would have a Rowan here. I do not have Rowan yet on this account, so just pretend that she is Rowan. She would be your Rowan spot to battery your team. We could also throw in... You could go with a Vala. Where is my Vala at? Why did she disappear? Oh, there she is. Vala would be like the main carry of this, and then you can also throw in, I would say if you have Temesia would go well in this spot. Also, another very good character that you can utilize is I forgot her name, the girl that allows you to buff one of your characters, the one that does the big wave. She would go in this last spot, and then you can kind of switch up to make sure that your Vala gets the buff. Your healer is right there. Rowan is right here, so that means Vala and the Wave Girl get their ult a little bit quicker. You can even have Rowan right here, the Wave Girl right here, so that way everyone gets their ult a little bit quicker. We get the shield, which allows for a little bit less needing of healing, and basically allows for your Vala to ramp up and get the damage in. I apologize, that was not the last one. The last one is going to be the full Wilder team. So this one right here, we can do kind of the same triple setup that we have already, with Odie as being our main carry and then Brutus being the off tank. So it'd be something like this, a very good team as well. Obviously Coco is going to be a flex spot. So in turn with Coco, you can throw in a Kruger, you can throw in a Seth, and then you can also throw in like a Shakir if you want, or Sinatra or Satrana as well. Would be in that flex spot. So this is the core team, and then of course always the 5th spot is kind of like a flex spot. Anyways guys, thank y'all so much for stopping by. I hope these synergies gave you some insight and allow you to pass some of the stages that y'all are stuck on, or any other content that you're struggling with. If you guys have any question, as always, please leave me a comment. I am always trying to answer every single one of them that you guys leave. If you enjoyed this video and it brought you some good information, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We do daily AFK Journey videos and content for our free-to-play series as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one.